Hey everybody. Hey Irma. Hey Peggy Sue. Hey Felicia. Hey Trudy. Hey Peggy. Hey LOL. Sorry, I feel like I need to pop my back. Hey Kristen. Oh, 7, the magic number. I love that. Well, look at that, Irma. Look at that divine timing. Hey Vicky. So here I am. I was really feeling a push. It's been a minute, maybe about a week or two since I've come on by myself. Trudy, my day was awesome. I hope yours was too. Hey Tim. Um, so I am definitely going to. Oh, hey Rebecca. Definitely going to because I feel the push. Hey, oh hey neighbor. Hey Lauren. I'm feeling the push to answer some questions, but God, already getting it. Already getting my throat. Hey Jessica. But also, hey Misty. I kind of wanted to share. Hey Kristen. Um, part of my story because I feel like I had, um, kind of. Some of you kind of know. Some of you know more than others. But I am okay. So, I really kind of started this journey. I remember it I remember always being into it, and always kind of fascinated by the thought of psychic phenomenon, intuition, mediumship, whatever label you want to put on it. Hey Corey. But for me, it really started kicking in when I was about 18. I'm 39 now. I know it's hard to believe. Hard to believe that this is 39, but it's true. But I remember being about 18, and I had always had moments that had happened, and like always knew, oh, this person's pregnant, or oh, you're having a boy or a girl. So I was about 18, and 18 is when I really started getting super into it. God, I can't do math. But 21 years ago, and I literally was buying every book at the Books a Million, the Galleria, a mall we had around here. Every book that I could get my hands onto. And I would read them in a day or two, and I would go back and I'd buy another one. I'd go back, I'd buy another one. And then I started kind of sharing some of the books with my grandmother, my mom's mom. We were super close. And she took me to see Sylvia Brown live when she came down here. We always just had a super close connection, and she passed away when I was 21, about 2 weeks before I turned 22. So a lot of stuff happened to me Um, when I was 22, I had just lost my grandmother. Um, and it was really weird. It was like I knew even before she got sick. It was like I knew that it was going to happen. I actually had a dream about 6 months before she passed away that she was going in. So I started feeding her all of these books, hoping, I guess subconsciously hoping that um, it would help her with her transition. Um, so she passed away like May 20th or so. Um, and then, like shortly after that, I came out of the closet. Was just tired. Right? I mean, tired of hiding, and um, really started embracing at that point, and even before that, really started embracing the messages that I was getting, the intuition that I was getting. Um, I remember back when it was the only internet that you had was dial up. The whole dial up. And I would go online into these psychic chat rooms, and with the security of the internet and no face-to-face interaction, like I would read for people, and like I was like, well, what the hell? What does it matter if I'm wrong or not? But I wasn't. Like surprisingly, people were like, oh my God, yes, like I understand that. I know this person. Um, and then after my grandmother passed away, she came to me in dreams. Um, I could feel her sitting on my bed. Like I always knew that she was around me. Um, and so, off and on, like I would do things. I always trusted it. I remember, and so I'm getting all jumbled. Um, my reason for sharing my story is to kind of show you how spirit can communicate with you. I remember one time I was off of work, and this was, I mean, how old am I? 39. So, this was 15 years ago. Um, I remember I was off of work, and I had this push to go buy flowers for my mother, right? So I went to Publix or Winn-Dixie, whatever grocery store was around here that had flowers, like fresh flowers. I bought a dozen roses. Went to my mother's work. I dropped them off. I said, she was like, "What are these for?" I was like, "Just because." Um, and she was like, "Well, today is Mama's birthday." It's sad. I didn't even know when her birthday was. I was like in the back of my head, and I can still remember it like it was yesterday. Like in the back of my head, I'm thinking, well, no wonder I felt the push to go and buy these flowers, because obviously she wanted to give my mother these flowers to kind of as a gift for my grandmother's birthday, right? So it's your intuition. I feel like most people typically blow off the intuition that we get, and it's circumstance, it's coincidence. There is no coincidence. Like those little nudgings that you get, um, absolutely are from your loved ones that that have crossed over. And my grandmother was really my inspiration to wanting to see what I was able to do with kind of the thoughts that I was getting, because she was such an important part of my life. Um, when she first got sick, I mean, I spent my spring break taking care of her, because none of her daughters could get off of work. Like she really was. I'm gonna get emotional. Um, she really was my best friend, and it was a connection that I didn't want to lose. Um, and then, as the time progressed, I was what, 22, 23 when all this was going on. 30, 39 now, so 17 years later. Um, and off and on, I had experiences, and um, within the last year, really, it just full force. Hey, Candace. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Monica. Within the last about year, it really full force just kind of kicked in, and it really kicked in because I acknowledged it. Um, I started when I would be out and about with friends. Um, I would start getting these names, these random names that I knew did not apply to me. And I had some close friends that I was able to share kind of my situation with, because we taught it in general, and they made me feel safe because they kind of shared some stuff that had happened to them, or dreams that they had that have come true. So I always say I grew a pair. I started approaching these random strangers, and I'd be like, can I ask you a question? And I'm not crazy, I promise. Well, I may be, but can I still ask you a question? And I would be like, who is so-and-so? Like, who is this person? And they would always react, and they'd be like, oh my God, that's, my grandmother, that's my mother, that's my sister, that's my partner. And it blew me away. Because even though I knew that I wasn't making things up, it always felt like I was making it up. And so the moral of the story really is that you never know if the information that you're getting is valid or true unless you share it, right? Especially if it's not information that's directed towards you. So I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I started kind of sharing with people some of the things that I was getting. And lo and behold, then I have all of these friends that I may have lost connection with over the years, but they all came rushing back into my life, and we all had the same interest. It was really a beautiful thing, and it was really like, I know now that it was all spirit. They were directing me back into the path that I had maybe lost contact with, and these people turned into my support team. Like they helped me get past the self-doubt that I had. I don't know. I'm super grateful. For the friends that I have in my life. So lo and behold, probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago, probably about 2 months ago. Well, let me go back. Let me go back a little further. probably about 4 months ago, I was listening to the radio in my car, and this commercial came on. And in the commercial, the main character, when I heard his name, it totally struck a chord with me. And this is a generic radio commercial. Walter. The guy's name in the commercial was Walter. And immediately after hearing it, I started having this conversation in my head with Walter. And Walter told me that he was a God that had, you know what? It was Wallace. I'm sorry, Wallace. It wasn't Walter. It was Wallace. He said, "Who's Walter?" It's Wallace. 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 Sorry, Wallace. But Wallace totally came through and said, "I am a God for you in this moment, and my goal is to help you with these abilities because it's something that I wanted to do." And Wallace told me, he said, in order for you to really embrace these abilities, the very first thing you're going to have to do is to come out of the closet again. And I was like, excuse my language, I don't have the same negative connotations towards vocabulary as a lot of people, and I'm going to be true to myself because it's just a word. But he told me that, and if I wanted to really walk this path and help people by connecting them to energy, to their loved ones, Source, Jesus, Mary, the angels, the galactics, whatever, if I wanted to help connect people to these energies, that I had to be true to myself and I had to come out of the spiritual closet. And I was like, fuck, Wallace, really? Like, I already came out of the closet. Like, I've already come out of the closet. Like, I have to do it again? So, lo and behold, my friend Jessica added me to the Intuitive Angel Messages group and the Leadership of Light group. She clicked on my name, she hit add, I got invited, I got accepted into the group, and I started watching these live videos that they were posting. And you know, I probably watched about 3 or 4 of them, and I had asked a question after I worked the nerve up to kind of ask the question. And I asked the question to the answer that I already knew, even though we all do it because we want the confirmation. But it was Kristen and Kellyanne. Yeah, it was Kristen and Kellyanne. And the video was about, or the live was about, leaving your 3D job. So at this point, I'll be honest with you, like, I had no interest in really leaving my 3D job because I enjoy my 3D job. Like, I do. I love it. I see the positive things that have come out from that. And I can see the connection as to why I am in the current job that I'm in. So without really naming names, I'm a trainer or a facilitator for new hires coming into the bank. So every 4 weeks or 6 weeks, depending, I have a whole group of new people that I'm teaching the ins and outs of how to work the system, how to look at the policy type things. And I was never a public speaker, like, hated public speaking. But now here I am in front of 20 some odd people every 4 weeks, having to kind of be in the spotlight, and I'm training them. So I asked a question, and my question was that I was feeling a push to leave my, not leave my 3D job, but I was feeling a push to, on a part-time basis, kind of branch out into this world. And I had already been, I'm an artist by trade. It runs in my family. We all can draw, paint, we can do all that. And I had been doing channel drawings of galactic beings for people, and I just did it for fun because I enjoyed doing it. So that was kind of that was really my intent in asking the questions. It's like, should I continue doing these drawings? And Kristen answered my question, and she was like, yes, part-time, do it. And she was so kind, and she was like, message me after this. Message me after this live video. So I was super excited and super nervous because I was like, I don't know what's going to go on. Like, what's she going to say? Like, why does she want to talk to me? And so I messaged Kristen. We set up a time. I talked to her. And she changed my life. She gave me the confirmation that I was seeking without me really even asking for it. And so, maybe 2 or 3 weeks went by, and I was in the group, and I was a participant, and I would watch the live videos, and I would still ask questions. And then finally, I felt pushed to send her a message, and I was like, it was kind of all in fun and joking. And I was like, Kristen, I'm going to go live with you. And then the next thing I know, she's like, how's this Sunday? And I was like, holy shit. Oh my God, what have I done? Right? And so I stuck with it because I have Wallace, right? My radio commercial guide, that's already told me, you got to come out of the spiritual closet. Once you do that, things will move on. And I know that it was him and Eric and Jesus and all of the above that really pushed me to send her that message, because at this point I had watched every channeling Eric video. He had hey Cheryl, hey Annie, hey Jody. He was coming to me, he was talking to me. So I go live with Kristen. It was amazing. The very first question that I answered blew me away because of the detail and the specific, is that a word? The specificness. And so I ended up posting my live video with Kristen on my personal Facebook page with a comment that was something along the lines of, you know what, I'm not crazy. Please watch this if you have any questions. And if you have any negative comments, feel free to keep those to yourself, right? Needless to say, I was really brave before I went to bed by sharing that, and I woke up to so many messages, so many supportive. Thank you, Trudy. Yes, I did paint that picture behind me. I woke up to so many supportive messages. Like, it touched me, and it confirmed that I had nothing to worry about, because those people that may not be into this or may not believe, first and foremost, I am not trying to convince you otherwise. It took me long enough to convince myself. The last thing I care about is converting someone that is a skeptic. That my truth is not converting or making someone a believer. My truth is going with the information that I get and really trying my best to help those that want the information. So the next morning, I hadn't really seen anything from family members. I hadn't seen anything from family members, and my mother called me as I pull into work. And some of you that have seen my lives, you know that my mother, she watches the lives. She's always like, I love you, you're my son, you're beautiful, I love your gift. So, Jessica, it's the lighting. That's why I'm glowing. It's the lighting. But my mom calls me, and she goes, I said, hey, Mom. She says, what in the hell is this? And I was like, what do you mean? Knowing full well, what she meant. And she was like, this video that you posted, what is it? What does it mean? She was like, are you like that Tyler boy? And I didn't really know who she was talking about. She was like, are you trying to say that you're like Teresa Caputo? And I was like, well, I was like, Mom, I was like, it is what it is. And I knew that deep down she would understand it, because I'm like, Mom, who do you think I get this from? Like, this isn't something that's new that's just popped up. Like, she is very much sensitive to the same energy. So we talked about it. We had a heart-to-heart. She made me cry before I went into work. So I'm crying, she's crying, and she's like, I love you. This is beautiful. And now she's my biggest fan, and she jokes around. She's like, I can drive you to all of your meetings and whatnot. And so, yeah, the outpour of support has been a very beautiful, beautiful thing. And now, like, she'll call me and she tells me about all these experiences that she's having. She's been having a lot of them. And I'm kind of turning it back on her, and instead of giving her the answer, I'm helping walk her through the process to come up with her own answer. Like the last 2 weeks, it's been almost daily. Did you see my light flash? It's been doing that. I feel like it only does it when I'm live. So, I wanted to kind of share my story. Like, it's not a new story for me. I mean, it's 39 years in the making. It's something that's always been there. I have a twin brother also. So he's kind of told a few things dream-wise that's happened, but he definitely is not into this as much as I am. But there's no way that he can dismiss the fact that we communicate with each other without speaking. If something happens, I can look at him or he can look at me, and immediately I know what he's thinking. He knows what I'm thinking, and I'm sure that has something to do with being twins. So like this whole thing is nothing new to me. It's something that I've always known. But I guess the point of my whole story is to say that in order for any one of us to grow spiritually, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions. You have to let go of the fear. You have to trust in the moment, trust in the guidance, trust in the information that you're getting, because that's really where we grow. So and I can attest to it. Some of you in LOL or Intuitive Angel Messages or the Master Channeling group, you're probably like, where did he come from? Like, he just popped up all of a sudden, and now I see him every week, whether he's by himself or whether he is going live with someone else that's wanting to practice. So everything that Wallace told me has come true. And he was like, once you are true to yourself and allow everyone else to see your truth, whether they accept it or not, the doors are going to open up for you. And I've really, I love going live. I love answering your questions. I really love being able to provide specifics if it happens. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Because sometimes the person asking the question, they don't need those specifics. But I'm really finding my passion around helping other people step forward and being kind of a support system for them, because I was lucky enough to have Kristen and Rebecca and Kellyanne and Gwen and Nina, my friend Jessica, my friend Cody. I've been very fortunate to have all these wonderful people support me and embrace me, that I really, really enjoy doing that for other people. The goal is not to make someone feel as though they have to rely on someone else to get answers. The goal is to empower other people, to make them realize that they can get these answers and this information themselves. If I can do this, anybody can do this. Now, I also want to say, that a lot of us hold ourselves back because we have expectations of, and I totally did not think this was going to be a Jason monologue. I thought I was going to come online and answer some questions, but I'm feeling pushed to share, so that's why I'm doing it. But a lot of us hold ourselves back because of the expectations that we have around it. when a lot of times the message is going to be a subtle message. I would love for my grandmother to appear in front of me in a physical form and be like, hey, I'm here. I got you. I'm here. And one day it'll happen. It'll happen one day. But it's all these subtle nudges that we ignore, or we put on coincidence. And I really want to help you embrace your truth, and help you all understand the different ways that messages can come in. And you know what? The way that I interpret the messages is going to be different than the way that you interpret messages, because this is Jason's antenna. You are your own antenna, right? You are going to pick up information in different ways, just like I'm going to pick it up in different ways. The key is to start acknowledging when you feel that you are having a moment. That's what I call it. When you're having a moment, acknowledge it. Say, I feel you. I hear you. I got that picture in my head. I heard the song on the radio. I saw this license plate. I saw this feather. I saw the bird. I saw the ladybug. I saw the dragonfly. When you start acknowledging the situation and the moment, it helps you realize what that moment felt like. And it makes it easier for you to notice when those moments happen again. And you may get an emotion, you may get a feeling, and the more that you acknowledge those feelings or those emotions, the better that you're going to get in interpreting what that feels like. Those feelings may end up translating into thoughts in your head. I would love, without a shadow of a doubt, to have someone speak into my physical ear. I would love to be able to see someone with my physical eye. But as it is right now, that's not the case. It will get there. We'll get there, is what they're telling me. But it's baby steps, right? Like, it's baby steps. Because for most of us, even if we say that we're ready, if an angel was to appear, or a loved one was to appear, or a guide, no idea who this is, was to appear to you out of the blue, we would freak out. We would freak out. And that's not what their mission is. That's not what their goal is. Once we get accustomed to the energy and the feeling, and we really start trusting it, that's when, hey Carol, hey Susan, that's when they will then start to appear to us with our physical eyes and talk to us in our physical ear. But you have to build up that trust, right? So no matter what the sign is for you, please know that if even if for a split second your thoughts go to someone specific that is in spirit, that's them communicating with you. If your thoughts go to a random angel, or your thought goes to some person that you're not sure of, but it feels like a friend, those are your guides. Start talking to them. Ask them what their name is. And then the very first response that you get in your head, that's their name. If you want to make up a name, they don't care. like that cheesy pickup line, I don't care what you call me as long as you call me, right? So please, please trust in yourself. Know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. You have to remove the expectation. You have to remove the judgment, because the fact is that everyone can benefit. Everyone strengthening their connection. And this is not supposed to be a plug session, but the Master Channeling course that Kristen and Rebecca are offering, it's an invaluable tool. And you're not going to be able to really find the same support anywhere else. You can read other books, but you know what? Those books don't have instructors that are there to hold your hand and talk you through the process or walk you through a process. So, you know, it's Eric. For those of you that are not familiar with Eric, go to YouTube, Channeling Eric. It's Eric with a K. Start with the older videos, work your way up. He is always around. He is definitely there to help you. And, you know, for those of us that kind of stumbled, quote, air quote, that stumbled upon those videos, accidents and coincidences don't happen. It was meant to be. And now, you know, I talk to Eric every day. Shows up every day. But he's also wanting to kind of impress the feeling or the analogy of, you know, we can all learn, all of us, we can all learn to play the piano, right? But not everybody is going to be a concert pianist. But it still, and some of us don't necessarily want to be performing in a concert hall in front of thousands of people. Some of us would just enjoy the fact that if I want to play a song for myself, I can play a song for myself. I can read this sheet music and I can play this song. So I feel like he's trying to tell me something. Okay. I feel like he's trying to be all like, ooh. Does that make sense? He's like, go for it. Go for it. And that's why I was like, go forth. I'm like, what the fuck does go forth mean? But he's like, go forth. Go forth in your destiny. Go forth in this time. Great changes are coming. Great shifts are coming. Vibrations are rising. This is the time. This is the time to step into your true power and to step into your true self. This is why you have come here. This is why you have come here. This is why you're watching this video right now. It's not a coincidence. He's like, I'm done. I'm done. That's what I had to say. Yes, Jessica, shine your light. Shine your light. it's crazy when you really start honoring your truth and yourself. Um, yes, Jackie Marie, you were absolutely right. We all have different abilities. And I don't like to use the word gift. I like to use the word ability, um, because it is absolutely an ability that we all have. That's why there are six. Well, I feel like there's more than six, but you always hear the sixth sense, the sixth sense. Um, we definitely all have these abilities, and the ability to connect to not only our own higher self, um, but to our divine team, our spiritual team. We have the ability to connect to those ascended master types, such as Jesus. And, I'm going to copy Kristen's language. I'm not talking about the Bible Jesus. I'm talking about Jesus in general as um, a very highly developed spiritual being that is here to assist everyone. Um, Jessica said my grandmother has been showing out next to me on the couch the whole time. Well, you know what? It's about time. I talk to her. I talk to her all the time. But I like really the last 6 months, I had all these readings fall in my lap. Like they were like, "Oh, let me give you a reading. Let me give you a reading." Um, and I was like, finally, for the longest time, it was like I would try and I could never get one. And then like back to back to back, I would either win it or someone would gift it to me. And the entire time, I'm like, okay, Mama. I'm from Alabama. I'm Southern. I call her Mama. I'm like, come on, let me know. Like, let me know you're here. She's like, nope, not coming through them. I'm not gonna do it. Why? Why am I going to? Why am I going to come through someone else when I can talk directly to you? She's like, it would take away. It would take away from. Okay, sorry. I feel like she's sitting next to me. Um, she said that it would take away from our connection because I don't need to be dependent on someone else to relay her message to me when she can relay the message to me myself or herself. Yeah, she can relay the message to me directly, so there's no need for a third party. Um, okay, I'm not sure how long I've been on. My intent was to come on and answer some questions, but again, it turned into the Jason. Oh my God, it's the vagina monologue, and yes, it did, Eric. Yes, it did. He's such a bastard. I love him. He has the same sense of humor. He's the same sense of humor as I do, and I think that's why we get along so well. Um, the fucking vagina monologue. Yes, this is Jason's vagina monologue. Monologue, however you pronounce it. Um, so I will now stop monologue, as Eric likes to call it, and I will see what I can do about answering some questions if you have them. I do like to say that sometimes if anybody's ever tried to go live on Facebook, sometimes all the messages don't show up. It's really weird. Sometimes you see them afterwards when you watch the replay. But I typically let Spirit guide me to the questions. So if there is a question that immediately catches my eye, that's the one that I'm going to answer. It doesn't mean that your loved ones, your angels, Jesus, Eric, it doesn't mean that they don't love you. Trust me, they all love you. It just means that there's someone else in the current moment that needs the answer more than you do. I went like 3 or 4 times before my questions ever got answered. So I understand the struggle can be real. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can't look on my phone because my computer is not wanting to stay scrolled down to the bottom comments. Okay, let me see. Okay, so the first question that I see is Jackie Bryant. She says, please tell me what I need to do about my job, frowny face. Jackie, you're totally not going to like this answer because this is not the answer that, this is not the answer that you're going to want to hear. So that's okay. So I have Eric. I have Eric here. Surprise. He says, Jackie, some decisions have to be made by you, and others can't answer that for you. Because this, okay, so I'm gonna see if I can explain this. He says that there are certain moments in our lives that I feel like he's using my words and it's not the right word, that are a test. But test is the wrong word because a test means or implies that there is a pass or a fail. And this is not a pass or fail situation for you, okay? But this is a moment in your life that you have chosen to go. Wait, I feel like hold on. This is a moment in your life in which you have specifically asked to work through. The decision is yours. There is no right. There is no wrong. There's no pass. There's no fail. It says, Jackie, you need to follow your heart. If you're not happy in the job that you have and it no longer serves your best purpose, then don't stay. But the smart thing to do would be to line something else up first before you leave, because your human responsibilities are not going to disappear. So let's rephrase the question. Okay, let's rephrase the question. is there a better job for Jackie out there? And I'm asking these questions out loud because I want you to see what the process is like. Sometimes you have to kind of dig, you kind of have to dig into it. And he says, keep in mind, free will is yours. Free will is yours. You can choose to leave, you can choose to stay. He says, however, if you actively look, so it's that free will part of it, if you will actively look for something else, and he says, if you will put the request out there, if you will release your request into the universe with a knowing that, he says, be specific in your request, okay? So get a sheet of paper, write down what it is that you are looking for in a new position, and know that this position will become available. But he also says that he's not going to be able to walk this job application up to your door. There's going to have to be action on your part to connect the dots, or the pieces, like a breadcrumb. He's saying Hansel and Gretel. He's like, they will lay the breadcrumbs out for you. But if you do not choose to follow the breadcrumbs, then you may not find the position. So he says that there is a job out there for you that will bring you joy, but you have to do your part in finding it, okay? I hope that helps you, Jackie. Okay. Let me go to my phone. Oh. Crook. Kristen Crook. Okay, so Kristen's comment or question, Kristen's question says, who is the closest angel watching over me? Now, I do not attest to be the angel whisperer. I really feel like the angels are Kristen Davies. I feel like that's her that's her specialty. However, I am familiar with the name that popped up in my head, and it really is the first time that I've had a female archangel pop in to a question. So Kristen, there is, okay, so Jophiel, 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 is the very first. It's the name that keeps coming through. She is, if I'm not mistaken, they all have kind of their own specialty area, right? She's like this. She feels very pink. She feels very pink to me, color-wise. Like Raphael is green, Michael's blue, like electric blue. She's coming across very pink, and she chills. She typically is associated with beauty and nature. So she says there are many. We all have many that are around us. But she's the one stepping forward. She's the one stepping forward for you. Jophiel, I don't know how to pronounce it. Jophiel, Jophiel, Jophiel. I think it's IEL. I think the spelling could be different. It could vary, but Jophiel, Jophiel. Hey, Tammy. Tammy Richards Chanley. I didn't see it. You made a comment. I didn't really see a question, but I'm gonna look for your response because I don't. Okay, so this is one of those things to where I could totally be wrong when I say this, okay? But I'm just gonna go with it because when I'm reading the question, Jackie Marie said it's Jophiel, Jopheal. Thank you, Jackie. Who was I talking about? Hold on, I gotta go back. Let me find the name. Where was it? Tammy Richards Chanley. I'm just gonna go with this. Yes, Jophiel is an archangel. Tammy, do you have a son? I mean, this is alive. This is not in spirit. I get this, when I read your question, I got this feeling, this impression of a son, but there's issues with the son. Like, I don't know. God, I hope this applies to you. And I'm still looking. I hope that you can comment to let me know. If it's not a son, if it's not like your child, if it's not your son, then there is a younger male family. There is a younger male son type feeling that I feel like is going through something. Like there's a struggle. Like there's a struggle with him right now. And there's concern. There's concern around the family with whoever this younger male energy is. Eric feels very close to this. He feels very close with this. Like he's identifying with the situation. He says that, okay, thank you, Tammy. Thank you. So he just blew my back up. He says, you're going to start seeing a change. You're going to start seeing a change. Okay. He's like hands off. Hands off. Support from a distance. You can't control the situation, is what he's saying. He feels super connected to this. Eric does. He feels super connected. He says that he's like hands off of the situation. And is this your son, Tammy? I know you said yes, that you understand it, but is this your son? Because he's like hands off, Mom. Hands off. support from a distance. Support and love from a distance. That does not mean that you aren't still open. Okay, it is your son. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. Okay, Tammy. Okay. He's God, he's blowing my back up with the chill bumps. So he's saying that there needs to be a hands off approach, because trying to control the situation is only going to make the situation worse. That doesn't mean that you accept what's going on, but it does mean that you let him make his own decisions, but you stand on the sideline, okay? Stand on the sideline, keep sending him the love, send him the support, let him know that you are there for him. He's given me this time frame. I got two different, maybe, hold on. I got 4 months. He's like, give it 4 months, Mom. Give it 4 months. You're going to start to see a slight turnaround. But Tammy, does he have an April connection? Or who's got the April birthday? Because I got the 4 months, but then I'm like, is that the 4th month? But I feel like it's both. Like, I feel like there's a 4-month time frame where things are going to start turning around. Now, Eric says it's not going to be a 180, okay? It's not going to be a 180, but it will be a gradual turning around with the hands off, open support. That's what he's doing. He's taking the hands off, but then opening them up. Yeah. I love that. He's like, take the hands off, because it's hard. I'm not a parent, but I can imagine. It's hard, especially when you see decisions being made that you know, because of your life experience, are not in his best interest. But it is a learning experience for him. Eric says, go back to your childhood. You made decisions that your parents didn't want you to make, and you learned and you grew from those. But he's taking his hands back, like hands off. I keep repeating that, but hands off, but open. So you're ready to accept him back, and he will come back because you have this stance of love and support and no judgment. Because he says you do not want to push him further away. You want to bring him in, and giving him his space and being in a place of support will usher him back in. Okay, I gotta look. Tammy, you're very, very, very welcome. Okay, so your mom, his grandmother, is is April's birthday. Is she in spirit? Eric says yes. So your mom, his grandmother, is in spirit with the April birthday. It just feels like, okay, so Eric feels like the one that's really kind of doing the communication. But now it feels like she's kind of just, it feels like she's off to the side, but now I've got this one side, my right leg has got the tingles on the one side. So I feel like that's her way of letting you know that you're watching out for him here. Is his grandfather, is your dad passed also? Because she's like, I'm watching him from here, but she's making me feel like she's not watching alone. Okay, your mom's still alive, but your grandmother's in spirit. Okay, there's a male and a female energy here that has a grandparent feel, and they're totally like, we're watching it from here, you have it from there. Everything's going to, okay. Eric says things may get worse before they get better, but it will get better. And he doesn't want to sugarcoat it for you. Like, he's not trying to sugarcoat it. He's trying to be very honest, which we wouldn't expect any less than that. When it hits, because it's not to the low, he said, it's like he's doing this. We're here, but it's going to drop. It's going to drop. So it's going to get, it's not at the low point yet, but it will get there. But when it hits the low point, as long as you are arms open, supporting judgment, no judgment, that he will quickly rise back up. 4 months. Yeah, anything else? Tammy, he says that not only is your son going to need support, but you are going to need support also. He says, so trust that if you, did you see my light flash? He says, trust that when you call on your team, your spiritual team, whether that's your angels, your guides, your loved ones, that they are there supporting you as you support your son. You are not going through this alone, okay? And that's kind of what they make me feel like. Like, you feel like you are, but they're like, no, nope, nope, it's not going to happen. She's not doing this by herself. She's not doing this by herself. That's right, Kim. Use your team. Use your team. You call on whoever it is that you want to call on for support, and they're coming. And Eric, okay. Eric says, I'm going to cuss. Warning, if you have children, I'm fixing to cuss. Okay, I'm going to cuss. Just get the fucking thoughts that you are not worthy out of your head. He says, if you want to go straight to the fucking top and call on God or source or whatever you fucking want to call him or her, I love that, or her, go straight to the top. Go straight to the top. It is your divine right. You are source yourself. You are a part of source. Call on the big boss. Call on the big boss because you are worthy of that. And he says that he loves you. He says that he's watching over you. He's watching over your son. There are many that are watching the situation. There are many that are watching the situation. And all you need to do is ask. Wow. You know what, Tammy, I'm going to be honest with you. Like right now, I feel like the whole reason why I was pushed to come online was to talk to you and to answer this question for you. Even though you didn't have a question, but you didn't want to ask it. Eric says, haha, surprise. Look what happened. We answered your fucking question, even though you didn't ask one, because you needed it. You needed it. You needed to hear it. Okay. I'm sorry. Tammy, I feel like I've had this name in my head all day too. It may not relate to you at this point in time, but please just write it down, keep it, hold it for later. But would Samuel, Sam, Sammy, Sam, I feel like there's an S. I'm not sure what that is. Just hold on to that. But you're definitely being supported. And thank you. Thank you for joining us. Um, and this is why I stepped out of fucking bastard. I'm sorry. Eric's like, oh, here comes Jason again with his vagina monologue. This is why I stepped out of my comfort zone, is because my passion is to share with other people. I feel like he's patting me on my back. He was like, "You did a good job, buddy. You did a good job, buddy. You got it. You did it. You got it. You honor your truth. Show them what can happen when you honor your truth and step into your own power." Because at this point, Tammy, I don't care if I woke up tomorrow and had 100 people sending me negative things and call me crazy or tell me that I'm a devil worshiper and I'm going to burn in hell. Because the fact is that I feel as though I was able to offer you some peace, right? And that counteracts all that, because I can block those assholes. I can be like, block, 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 block. What did they do? What did they do with their Tuesday night? Like I'm over caring about what other people's perceptions of what I'm doing and trying to do is. Because at this point, this is my life, it's my story, and this is something that I'm extremely passionate about. He's tying it back in. He's like, honor your own truth, honor your own self. There are tools out there for everyone to be able to do what Jason is doing. Jason feels like he's making it up all the time until it gets validated. And you're never going to know if it gets validated unless you share it. He's like, boom, boom. Okay. I've been on for almost an hour and a half. I'm going to look through. I'm just going to look through. Hey, Vaughn. Peter says, hello, Vaughn. If you haven't already talked to his mother and shared his experience, he wants you to do that. Okay. I'm just looking. Thank you, Misty. And I'll see you on Friday. Yes, Gail. Honor your own self. It's huge. It's huge. No, Molly, you're awesome. Oh, he says, hey, Vaughn. Vaughn's cousin came through probably about 2 weeks ago at the end of one of my lives, and he was very much like, my name is Peter, and this is how old I was. I don't even remember now. And he was like, these three things. It was this, and this. So yeah, he said share with his mother. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look for maybe one more, and then I'm gonna close it. I have to work tomorrow. Okay, Monica Wood question, and it keeps catching my eye. And to be honest with you, like those questions of, are there any messages for me? I'm always like, the more specific your question, the more specific your answer. But I do the same thing because I'm like, I don't know what to ask. Let me just ask for a message, right? Either that, or I don't want to ask what I really want to ask on camera because there may be some slight embarrassment around that. And it's nothing should be embarrassing, but nobody wants to be like, what's my love life going to be like? Because we don't want to be that person, right? But I'm drawn to your question, Monica, so I'm gonna see if I can answer it for you, okay? I see you laughing, Monica. LOL. That means it's true. That means it's true. Monica, were you gonna ask about your love life? Is that what you really wanted to ask about, but you didn't? If you didn't, then it's fine. Just tell me no. I'm just trying to see if I'm going in the right direction here. I feel like I want to take your LOL as a confirmation, as a yes, because I can give you a message. I can give you just a random generic message, but I really want to answer the. Okay, so it's not about the love life. Well, let me say this: whatever your love life situation is, even if you're already in a relationship, it's fixing to go. It's going to the next level. You may already be married. I don't know, but whatever it is, there's something that's going to happen that's going to take it to the next level. So good things are coming with the love life. So if it's non-existent, it's going to get there. If it is already there, it's going to get better. Okay. I'm like, is that your message? Okay. So Monica. Monica, I'm going to be looking for your comment because I want you to try to respond to this. I feel like I don't feel like it's a sister. It may be, but I don't feel like it's a biological sister. But it feels like there is a sister energy. So this would be a contemporary of yours, like a friend. I get this side, like this parallel to you. Like female energy, you're equivalent, like they're equal to you, to your side. Does that make sense to you, Monica? Um, would like a female friend, like a sister type energy in spirit, make sense to you? No. Okay, hold on to this for me, okay? Because I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. It feels like this is where it comes down to trusting yourself and trusting the message. Um, it feels like there is a. You see how my hand? I keep wanting to do my hands like this. It feels like there is a contemporary to you, a female energy that is the equivalent of you that is in spirit. Um, and I'm trying to figure out what this is because I feel like there's something about a change. Like there's something about a that is a change in your immediate life area that if you're no, I wouldn't say that you're thinking about, but I feel like it's happening. I feel like there's a change that is in process. So whoever she is, whoever this energy is to your side, is saying that to go with it. Go with the change. It's going to be for the better. And I keep getting Sunday, like the day of the week, Sunday. And I honestly I don't know how to interpret that. So I know that probably gave you more questions than what you had to begin with, because now I feel like I have more questions than what I started with your question. Um, write it down. Write the information down. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. I'm just gonna go with it. I might as well. It's kind of late. 1984 is the year that I'm getting in conjunction to whatever this is. Hey Cole, Cole, you're coming in at the end of it. Um, Cole, one of my besties. Um, yeah, I feel like that's all I got for you. Um, just hold on to that, okay? Like hold on to that information, um, because I feel like if it doesn't make sense now, it's going to. If it doesn't make sense now, it's going to. So, Monica, your brother died in '84. Then, okay. So now I'm like, what's the connection there? There's got to be, there's got to be a, there's got to be a connection then. If your brother was 84, my ears ringing. There's got to be a connection. There's got to be a connection with this female energy then that I don't know. Like, I don't know what that is. His wife died the same day as him. Oh my God. I almost said that this girl died in a car accident, and you haven't said that, but that's what I feel like now, obviously, because they both died the same day. Were they in a car accident? Okay. Let me ask you this, because, and you may not know, you may have to find out, but I feel like the pieces are coming together. I feel like it was a murder. Oh, wow. Then, okay. Why do I feel like she's taking responsibility? Not that she committed the murder, obviously, but I don't know. I feel like that's why. I feel like she's stepping forward because it's like an ownership, like a decision that she made, a decision that she made that even though regardless of who made the decision, this was going to happen, she's the one that's stepping forward. And I would think that it would be him. I would think that he would be the one that by cheating. Okay, that makes sense. So she's taking responsibility. She's taking the responsibility for it. And I feel like that's why she's the one that is stepping forward and not your brother. But luckily, she connected it to the year that they passed. Which again, for those of you out there, it's all about going, regardless if you feel like you're going to be wrong or not, you've got to trust it. I wouldn't have known 1984. Okay. Okay, Monica. Know that they're both okay. Um, there's to be no blame. There's to be no blame placed. Um, there's to be no blame placed on her because this is a contract that they had together coming into this life, just like they had the contract with the person or persons. Were there two people involved in that? Because they're making me feel like there were persons, there were people, more than one. Because when they were talking about their contract, they're saying our contract and their contract, like two and two. But there's no blame to be placed because everything was the way that it was supposed to be for their, again, this is their personal, and so it was more than one. This was their personal journey, okay? And know that those two guys that facilitated their passing, it doesn't make it any easier. I understand that, okay? I understand that. But they're coming in it with the aspect of It was in all 4 of their contracts. The 2 were the facilitators for their passing. And he doesn't want there to be any judgment placed on her because, again, her decisions led to the fulfillment of the contract. And Eric says, that's a shitty answer. And it's not something, it doesn't help. You know, it doesn't help with the loss that we have or that we feel. But on a spiritual level, it is true. Monica, I hope that helps you. He says, please let mom know. Please let mom know. Okay, that's all they have. Oh, your mom is on here listening now. That's Monica. Monica's mom. I don't know what your name is. Monica's mom. Please know. Okay. He's okay. He's okay. What do you have to say for mom? Does mom or him have a January connection? He makes me feel like there's like January. But he says, I'm okay, mom. I'm okay. I love you. I'm around you all the time. You know that I'm okay. He comes to you in the kitchen. I don't know if you have a radio in your kitchen, mom. Monica's mom. I don't know if you have a radio in the kitchen or if there's music playing while you're in the kitchen. He says he comes to you in the kitchen, and he's making me feel like your middle son's birthday is January. There's got to be some type of music playing in the kitchen or radio in the kitchen. Because it feels like he stands behind her, and it feels like Monica's mom. It feels like you have these moments where you're like you get this real deep butterfly in the stomach, make you take a deep breath, and you turn around. Oh my God, who is Joey? Who's Joey? Joe or Joey? Does that make sense to you, Monica? Or Monica's mom? Joe, Joseph, Joey? I'm not sure what that is, but it came in super strong. That's his son. Okay. Wow. Then did his son just have a birthday or have a birthday coming up? What's the celebration? What's the celebration with Joey? Was he saying I was there, or I was there, I'll be there? It's like whatever it is, he's gonna be there, or he was there. But it feels like Like it's right around this time, whether it was a little bit past us, and by a little bit, I mean like a little bit behind us. He had a birthday in May. Oh, hey, Brandon, my brother. That's my twin brother that I was talking about earlier. You joined right at the end, Brandon. You missed all the good shit. You missed all the good stuff. Watch it on replay. But thank you for joining me. Okay, Monica. Let Joey know. Let Joey know. Dad's around. Dad loves him. Monica's mom. He's around. He loves you. And there's something about the radio in the kitchen, or music in the kitchen, is what he's showing me. And Mom feeling him and turning around, like she turns around and expects to see him. And she probably has turned around and saw him. Okay. I am now going on for an hour and 41 minutes. I need to go to bed. I have to work in the morning. It was, yeah, he is my lookalike. God. Okay. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for validating the information. Monica, it was super awesome. Patty, I'm gonna give you a quick yes. Yeah, but time. Thank you, Monica. Tammy, thank you so much. I'm trying to see if Eric has anything else that he wants to say before I go, because my computer is now doing this funky thing again, so I know that they're about to turn my stuff off. Vaughn, don't forget to tell Mom, Peter's mom. Eric just says, honor your truth, step into your own power because you are all powerful. And it's about time that you start believing it. Okay. With that being said, hopefully they will give me a graceful exit as I hit this in live video. So it was absolutely my pleasure. Thank you all so much for joining me. Shane, don't apologize. Don't apologize. It's just right now, like this really, I feel like, was the Tammy and Monica show, and it happens sometimes. Please, when you see me online again, please feel free to join in, and I will do my best to answer your question. Thank you, Crook. It blows my mind every time. Also, Meredy, my contact information is on the Leadership of Light page, so you can get my information there. In the About Me section, I think it is. I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the validation. I hope you all have a great night. When will Eric? Vaughn, he says, ask him, and he'll ask him, and he will come to you whenever you call him. Okay. I love you all. Have a great night. If I can get a graceful exit.